Thank you for joining us. My name is Trina, and I'm super glad you're here tonight to learn more about natural solutions that can help you and your family, and honestly, anyone else that you love. As we go along tonight, I hope that you think of family, husbands, wives, children, and friends who might need a natural solution for something they're struggling with, or even those who are healthy, but just looking for additional support.
And I'm Amy, and I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for taking the time to watch this or to tune in with us. doTERRA is a company that's known for their essential oils, or at least maybe you've heard of them for their essential oils, but we're talking tonight about the supplements that they have to offer. It's actually their number one top selling products. So I'm excited to share this with you.
So, as we look here before we get started with the supplements, we want to share a little bit about how the essential oils work. I've used oils through the years for pain, sinus infections, just some random things. But I wish I could go back and understand it more fully and even be able to use these more with my family to support them because we have come to really depend on oils as our basically our medicine cabinet at this point. Um, so in this image, you'll see a cell, and on the inside of the cell, you'll see a virus. On the outside, you can see that bacterial infection. Um, if you end up with some sort of bacterial infection, like an ear infection or pneumonia, the doctor can prescribe an antibiotic, and that because they can reach the infection on the outside of the cell. But if you go to the doctor and you have a virus, they'll often tell you just drink more water and rest. And the reason for this is because antibiotics can't permeate the cell wall. Essential oils at the basic level are pure plant extracts. Because humans and plants are both carbon based, essential oils are naturally compatible with our bodies and they can permeate the cell wall. So that supports our health literally at the cellular level. This is important to understand because a lot of our supplements contain oils. The reason for this is that essential oils open up the pathways for the vitamins and minerals to enter at a cellular level. This is why so many people are feeling better, and this is why you're hearing so many amazing testimonies. And Amy and I are going to share more of how this has helped us tonight. Let's dream just a little here, and you can put your answers in chat. Imagine if you were gifted your dream car, but the only catch was it would need to last your entire life. Which one would you choose? If you only had one car your entire life, wouldn't you take good care of it? Would you skip putting the best fuel in it? Would you skip oil changes? Would you ignore strange noises or dashboard warning signals? Of course not, because this is valuable to you. It's irreplaceable and it's yours for life. Similarly, we only get one body, but why do we treat our bodies with less care than we do a car? I think this one's you, Amy. Hey, Amy, I don't think we can hear you.
Darn it. I turned off
Sorry.
my audio so I wouldn't be distracting. Oh, goodness. I swear. All right. So, why is it that our health is the first thing that we sacrifice, right? We buy cheap processed foods because it's convenient or, run through the fast food. We delay checkups and we ignore symptoms sometimes. Sometimes we skip working out or exercising because we don't have the time, right? Or we just don't feel like it. But we invest in our cars, our homes, our phones. But a lot of times we don't invest in our own well being, right? And when time gets short and budgets get tight, health is often the very first thing that we cut, even though it's our most valuable asset.
That's
So,
so true. And that's kind of why that I'm here, because I did let things slide way too long.
Right.
So looking at this slide here, which one of these health concerns are you experiencing? Go ahead and put in chat. It might be one or two of them. It might be all of them. Let us know and just say in chat there so we can talk a little bit about this and normalize that we all have things that we can work on. For me, before doTERRA, I was having a really hard time with several things. Digestion was one of them, but I'd had long haulers and that ended up with pain, severe depression, and lack of energy at all. So sometimes my joints would just hurt so bad I could hardly sleep. Sometimes I just laid on the couch all day. And I know a lot of people aren't to that extreme. Um, but my personal story is I worked with regular doctors, naturopaths, chiropractors, and I tried a lot of things that seemed to help just a little bit, but nothing really turned on the lights until doTERRA. So look, when I look at my own health journey, um, and I think about why I struggled even with being consistent, it came down to whether something was affordable or I had enough support. So I would work with certain doctors and I would just decide I didn't have the time or the resources to do that. And I had a family to take care of and so much to do. And so with doTERRA, the supplements were very simple and they really helped me right away. And it was one of the more affordable things I did. I'm not running around to a bunch of different doctors, trying a bunch of different things. It's all here at my fingertips and prepackaged and very simple. Health is a journey, and your wellness advocate will help you along the way. But we also have a Facebook community with lots of customers and advocates who have personal testimonies. And I think Amy and I both find a lot of help there too, a lot of support in that area as well. And it's just more fun to do things with friends anyway. And now, if you're looking at this image and you're thinking you can't relate to any of these struggles and you're pretty healthy, then your story is maybe more about prevention, which is a great testimony. Maybe you're looking for more natural energy and pain management, but mostly looking just to prevent health issues in the future. Health issues that arise in our 70s and 80s actually start with how we take care of ourselves now. I feel like our culture has become complacent with thinking that as we age, we'll just feel worse and that that's normal. But that does not have to be the case.
Yeah, exactly. And there are a couple of approaches, like right here, the modern approach, which is usually you go to the doctor and the doctor prescribes you something for your symptom. And then what you take for your symptom can sometimes make things worse or give you other problems. Because just the other day, I was talking to somebody who said they weren't taking medication for their illness because they appreciated their kidneys and their liver and they didn't want it to, what they were taking to affect that in such a negative way. And that's kind of how it feels like the modern approach can become. It's focused on the symptoms and not on the root cause, where the natural approach is looking at what's underlying. What is causing this problem? What is the root cause? And it's more preventative and definitely health oriented. And it's looking out for the patient's best interest, in my personal opinion. Some of the crazy stats to think about: diabetes has increased by 700% since 1960. 50% of children are obese today in the United States. The CDC says that 90% of our healthcare spending goes to managing chronic disease. So it feels like it's kind of hard to be healthy in America. Um, and what I love about doTERRA is they have doctors on staff that are developing protocols with these products, these natural, safe products that are trying to help you find solutions. Now, we're not here to replace your doctor, but I love that we have wise doctors also that are looking for solutions that are natural. We also have lots of other classes, and Trina and I have both benefited from these. That we have classes on hormones, pain management, liver detox, healthy weight management, um, and a few others that I still don't even know about. I'm learning, but I love that we have this natural approach and that it can be paired really well with what our doctor is telling us also.
A lot of symptoms arise merely due to nutrient deficiencies. Did you know 96% of Americans don't get the nutrients that they need? No matter how healthy we eat, if it's grass fed or organic, and our family has tried to do a lot of those things, our nutrients are often not getting they're often not getting our bodies aren't getting the nutrients that they need because the soil is just not nutrient dense anymore. It's so depleted from all the chemicals that have been put into the soil for so many years. And then that can't be transferred to our food to be transferred to our bodies. So we become a nation that just struggles with nutrient deficiencies. And we see that in so many kids, even just underweight kids and overweight kids. So here is a fun quiz on the screen. How many oranges would you need to eat today for your body to receive the same amount of vitamin C that it would get from an orange grown 100 years ago? You can put this in the chat. You've probably been thinking about it as you looked at the slide. The answer is 8 oranges. You'd have to eat 8 oranges to get that same amount of vitamin C. I don't know about you, I don't think I could eat 8 oranges a day, even though I like oranges. And it just goes to show how lacking that we are in nutrients and what our bodies actually need. And nutrient deficiencies can contribute to all these symptoms that we've been talking about, like brain fog and lack of energy and joint pain, and all things that people want to contribute to normal aging.
So here's the deal. To feel our best, we have to tackle these three big things. Okay. Nutrient deficiency, inflammation, and toxic overload. Inflammation is your body's help signal. Okay. When you're injured, we want inflammation because it tells us, it's screaming, hey, help me, But it's also not good when inflammation comes from having too much sugar or too much processed foods, because then we're feeling that inflammation nonstop every day. Chronic inflammation, and if we look right here, chronic inflammation will lead to all these things over here on the right: headaches, lack of sleep, foggy thinking, low energy, digestive issues, joint pain, ADD, autoimmune, high blood pressure, heart disease, all these things. So we definitely want to avoid the chronic inflammation. Toxic overload, um, from day one, when we come into this world, we're exposed to so many things in our foods, our products, in the air, everywhere. And it all adds up and leaves us feeling tired, run down. Um, our detox organs can only handle so much. Our poor livers, that filter everything, and they start to get sluggish. So we just need to give our body more support in these areas so that we can actually detox. So, why doTERRA? I know some of you are completely unfamiliar with doTERRA as a whole. So, me being the skeptical person would love to explain this because many supplements, you can buy supplements a lot of places, right? Walmart, the drugstore, the grocery store, Amazon, and they aren't regulated. And they don't even, a lot of them have been found to not even contain the main ingredient that's listed on the label, which absolutely infuriates me because that seems just illegal. And it's obviously super sad because someone, goes and buys something and thinks that they're taking something helpful and it doesn't help. So, doTERRA is different. I actually went to Utah to see the facility and tour and see how they test everything. Spoke with the doctors there on staff, I've even got to talk to the CEO actually, which was kind of it wasn't planned. But anyway, it was really cool because Um, I care about ingredients. I have for many years, and I care about purity, and I care about where my money goes because I don't want to just be spending money on a bunch of supplements that aren't benefiting me. And doTERRA is obsessed with purity. I learned that when I went out there. um, from the time that they get the plants out of the ground to the time that they ship out their products out the door, it is tested 54 times for like purity and for um, everything, whatever it needs to be clean and pure. Um, they are not going to alter their formulas. They have in-house scientists that continually work with the doctors to develop and test everything. And it is also, this is important, third party tested, which means tested by someone else that's not even related to doTERRA. So they have all that um, for us to look at and feel confident in. Um, the last part, I'm going to pass it over to Trina, but the co-impact sourcing is also very near and dear to my heart because doTERRA supports so many farmers and families all over the globe. And I'll let Trina tell you some more about that.
Thanks, Amy. I don't know if anyone can actually see behind me, but I have this same map up on my wall, and it shows where all the specific oils are made in what countries. And it's pretty neat, actually. This is really what sets doTERRA apart and makes them different from any other oil company. And it makes them the leader of essential oils because it matters where the oils are sourced. They grow the plants for where they natively thrive. Amy and I have a friend who moved from Minnesota to Texas, and she would say she could take a plant from Minnesota and plant it in Texas and it would grow, but would it thrive? And I think that's been a really neat thing to see with doTERRA is they choose to plant where the plants will grow best. And that's going to help the farmers, but it's also going to help the consumers, those of us purchasing the oils. And you can see many of the plants from the US. I'm sorry, on the map, you can see many of the plants are not sourced in the US. Some are in Hawaii and some on the East Coast, but most of them are just grown around the world. What I love about doTERRA too is that they're giving people jobs that live in really poor countries and they need the income. So we're helping them help their families, and they're really helping us with the most natural form of the ingredient. When I toured doTERRA, they share a story about the wintergreen oil, which is grown in Nepal. The farmers were harvesting the wintergreen early because they needed the money for their families, and doTERRA stepped in and offered them more money to keep the plants in the ground to wait and harvest them to ripeness. And I just love that we can be a part of a company like that. Now, shifting into foundational wellness, if you look at doTERRA's wellness pyramid here, it looks very different from the food pyramid that we used to be used to. At the bottom of this, you can see nutrition and digestion, and in that green foundation there, we'd also like to add elimination. If we're not getting the nutrition that we need, our bodies will let us know. If there's a struggle with digestion, then we won't absorb the food that we're spending time preparing and purchasing. And that includes supplements and medications too. And then with elimination, if we're not having a bowel movement 1 to 2 times a day to eliminate toxins, if that's not happening, we're actually holding toxins in our body, and our bodies then react in different ways because it can't get out the correct way. So our bodies are really smart and they can do a lot of healing when we give them the basics of what they need. And starting with that really solid foundation is key. So as we focus on foundational wellness, we're looking at the VMG Plus in the green box. That is filling our nutrient gaps. And looking at the yellow container, that is supporting our brain and heart health and reducing inflammation with the E omegas. And then we're balancing gut bacteria and supporting healthy digestion with the PB Restore. This is called the Foundational Wellness Bundle, and this is what Amy and I started with, and I'll pass it over to Amy to talk a little more about that.
Yeah. So what makes these different and these vitamins and minerals and things are two things, bioavailability and bioretention. Um, Unfortunately, as I said, most of the supplements on the market are a little sketchy, unfortunately, and they are known to be about 20 to 30% bioavailable. So that means the rest, which is like 70, 80%, is just getting flushed down the toilet because you're just peeing it right back out. If you think about the hard pressed vitamins, I was taking these absolutely guilty. Um, your body has to take a hold of that and examine it, see what it recognizes, and then it flushes out the rest. So if your vitamin is made of ingredients that your body doesn't recognize, you are literally just flushing it all down the drain. So you're wasting your money and you're not feeling any better. If you think of it like a vitamin shelf in your body, when it's fully stocked, it will go look for these vitamins. Say, you get sick and you have a cold, it's searching for vitamin C to help your body fight that cold. If it's not there, you're going to be tired and your immunity is going to be low and you're going to be dragging. So we want to keep our body stocked with the right nutrients, um, and it will function a whole lot better. And that's where doTERRA is different because our bioavailability is 80 to 90%. So everything we take stays with us in our body throughout the whole entire day, which helps you be a whole lot healthier.
It really does. So let's talk about the VMG Plus. If you can see my bottle here and this little packet, um, you put the vitamins in the water, and I won't take the time to do it actually, so that we're not keeping you too long. But this stands for vitamins, minerals, and greens. And you just shake it up in the bottle. And the plus is for doTERRA essential oils. So what this is a daily nutritional drink with over 90 whole food based ingredients, including fruits, vegetables, probiotics, digestive enzymes. And this is all designed to fill those gaps in our diets. Each of these packets contains 3 to 4 servings of nutrient dense greens, plus liposomal technology, making it more bioavailable than other supplements. And doTERRA studies showed that 91% of EMG stayed in the system for 8 hours. So that gives your body the ability to draw on those nutrients when you need them. So for me, coming out of long haulers post COVID, um, this was what gave my body the energy to quit needing those naps in the afternoon. And I know even as we age, we sort of get to a place where you have to learn how to deal with those drops after lunch, either drink more caffeine or figure out how to fill the nutrient gaps. So trust me when I say this actually tastes good too. It tastes like pineapple mango, and I look forward to taking each day because your body ends up craving those things that make you feel better. And it really does give me what I need. VMG Plus is 540% more bioavailable than regular supplements. So that's thanks to the essential oils and liposomal technology. And when it comes to tackling inflammation, VMG showed results that I'm going to read here. It produces CRP, the C reactive protein, by 43.5%. That means it can help ease chronic pain, boost your energy, and just make you feel better overall. And in 6 weeks, VMG Plus helps reduce biological age by 2 years. So it's not just about looking youthful, it's about feeling that way too, with better cell health and vitality. And within 3 or 4 weeks, I had people notice that my hair looked better, and I noticed I wasn't falling asleep in the afternoons. So it's something that you can see and feel. And then here are just a couple of testimonies. Sherry is one of our friends who had migraines for years and years. She attributes most of her healing to filling in those nutrient gaps. And she is no longer taking migraine medication and has very few migraines a year. Sarah, I love her testimony of healing from the inside out too. She lost 100 pounds She's also someone that Amy and I both know. She's on our team. And she and her husband both got on foundational wellness and the collagen, which we haven't talked about yet. And that collagen and the wellness bundle really helped her become healthy and firm up her skin. And you can just see the difference in even in her eyes in this before and after picture.
I'm excited to talk about the omegas. They're one of my favorites. Um, so omegas, there's two kinds of omegas. The omega 6s, which stimulate inflammation. So that can be a good thing, as I said, if your body needs help, we need that inflammation to know it needs help. But when we have too much omega 6s, it totally throws us off, right? The omega 3s are what we really need, but our bodies can't naturally produce those. Omega 3s are from things like fish, avocados, nuts, certain oils. So we have to be eating that. Now, if you want to eat 2 cans of tuna a day, no thanks. You'd be set probably on your omegas. The CDC recommends about 500 milligrams of omegas per day. Now, doTERRA puts 900 milligrams of the omega 3s in their omega 3s that we take, and I'm saying it all wrong. Anyway, so we get so much more from these, and it helps us balance out our omega 6s and our omega 3s because we do need both in an ideal world. Um, is there, yeah, I think there's, yeah, okay, good. This slide, it kind of shows the things omegas help. We have inflammation, which, like for me, my inflammation was in my lower back, my joints, my shoulders, and my hip joints, especially. Um, it helps, the omegas help decrease the inflammation. I mean, my inflammation in my lower back is probably reduced by 95%. It's not completely gone because, occasionally it'll be there, but compared to what it was, like, seriously, it feels like it's all the way gone. Our heart health, these omegas actually make our arteries more flexible. It can really reduce our blood pressure. My blood pressure, I have a great story. I might as well go ahead and tell you that. My blood pressure, I wasn't even trying to work on my blood pressure, but it was running about 110/80 after I had the kids. It used to run really low. I really wasn't working on my blood pressure, but I started taking these omegas as part of the deal. And when I went in for my annual exam, my gynecologist was like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" My blood pressure was down to 104/62. So that bottom number had dropped like 18 points. He's like, "I don't know what you're doing, but I like it." So it does really help our heart and our heart health. For our brain, it helps us with our memory and our focus, and it can help prevent Alzheimer's and depression and all these things. So that is a very good thing. We definitely want to sturdy up that brain. And for metabolism, it can actually help us maintain a healthy weight. It helps us with our blood glucose levels, helps us reduce belly fat, helps us with our hunger hormones and with regulating our hormones. So these omegas are just my favorite. And doTERRA does add wild orange essential oil in them. I can show you. I've got them right here real fast. I'll try to be fast. You can pop them. You don't have to swallow them because they're kind of big capsules. You can actually just put them in your mouth and pop them, and it's kind of like a gusher, but they taste just like orange. And what that wild orange does is it helps with, it has limonene in it, and it helps with cholesterol. It boosts your energy, and it helps with the inflammation. So, and it does keep the fish oil fresh. So you don't have a single, I've never ever once burped fish, ever once.
Love it. I love the taste of them too. For some reason, popping those in the morning just make me really happy.
It does.
Okay, the gut plays a vital role in our overall health and well-being. It's often called your second brain because a lot of symptoms arise from an unhealthy gut. And you can see these symptoms on the screen here. PB Restore is a doTERRA probiotic that is actually pre, pro, and post. In the image on your screen, you'll see that double encapsulation, and I'll try to show you here as well. But what that will do for you is it will actually break down in your stomach acid with the first capsule, and so you get some of the um, healthy probiotics there, and then the rest of it goes down to your small intestine where you need the rest of it. And it is something that has been super helpful. It has over 31 strains. Um, and this unique system just ensures that billions of healthy flora are effectively delivered into your digestive system everywhere that you need it. Everyone can benefit from a good probiotic, and this is the best one I've used. Just as a side note, prebiotics feed the bacteria. Probiotics are the good bacteria, and postbiotics are the beneficial compounds made by those bacteria. So giving what your body what it needs in 2 minutes a day are these three products that we have talked about, the vitamins, the omegas, and the probiotics. And it really is very quick and simple, which is what I love about it. Besides the fact that it really works and helps me to feel better. This is affordable. It makes it easy to be consistent. And being consistent really is key in our wellness journey. The VMG is going to fill in the nutrient gaps since we're not getting the nutrients that we used to get. The E omegas are vital since our bodies do not make omega 3s and help a ton with our heart and brain health, metabolism, and even hormone regulation. And the PB Restore is balancing and healing to our gut health.
Your body is detoxing all day, every day. The key isn't doing more detox, it's making sure that your exit doors are open. If waste, can't leave, it gets reabsorbed, which affects our energy, our hormones, our skin, our mood, and our weight. Think of it like this. Detox works when the exits are open. If you are not pooping, peeing, breathing deeply, or sweating, your body can't let go. So, it's definitely vital that we get those pathways open so that we can do that.
Yes. And here is one way to open the pathways. If if your bowels aren't moving every day, then you need a way to open up the organs so that your body can get rid of what it needs to get rid of and then properly absorb. So Revitazine is an extra add-on that some people start with if they're doing the foundational wellness and they're thinking, I'm not using the restroom 1 to 2 times a day. And so I'm not sure I'm going to be absorbing these properly. Revitazine will help you with that because you wouldn't want to plant good seeds in soil full of weeds. And you can see this little picture on the right here. In that same way, some people will need to repair their body by supporting those detox and filtering organs. And then that way, they're really taking in all the goodness. And we actually have something on our team right now that's called a 90-day reset. It's a little bit more in depth than what we've shared here today, but some people are looking for a total reset in the new year. And it's 90 days. It's very well supported by both your wellness advocate and our team. There's a Facebook group. And if you want more information on that, we would be happy to share that with you.
Absolutely. Now, the collagen, which is one of my favorites, also my other favorite. It's hard to pick a favorite. Many people take collagen. Okay, it's kind of a thing, I feel like right now. They do it for their hair, skin, nails, but it's not just about how you look. Actually, collagen supports your joints, your connective tissue, your brain health, and your gut health. It can even help with your A1C, your blood pressure, and your cholesterol. And those are all key factors in your metabolic health. So, this is what the collagen looks like. Comes in a little packet like this. And I put it in about this much water. Just pour it in, shake it up, and drink it every day. It has NAD plus, which is essential for cell repair and regeneration. at our own body's reproduction, we peak with that NAD plus around the age of 25. I'm way beyond that. So, your levels are going to drop and you can start to see wrinkles, joint pain, brain fog, and gray hair, right? When your NAD plus is low. So, doTERRA added NMN, and that boosts naturally your NAD plus levels in your body. For cholesterol, 100 milligrams of NMN reduces your cholesterol as much as 10%. So each packet, this packet right here, contains 250 milligrams of the NMN. So it's definitely going to help you in way more ways than just your hair, but my hair story is pretty exciting. So I'll take that.
It is. I saw you post a before and after picture and it was just phenomenal, Amy.
Yes, yes. I
It's a
have,
beautiful thing.
yes, lots of good things to say about that.
Okay, so we have three simple choices. There's a lot here that you can look at doTERRA, and it can get a little overwhelming. So we just kind of broke it down, and we'll talk more about this on a wellness consult for if you're interested in learning more about specifically what you want to work on, because we're not just showing you a package that you can purchase. We want to check with you and see what your body is lacking and exactly where you want to focus. So this foundational wellness bundle is really good. That's what I started with, along with one more supplement because I had severe depression and it really, really helped. It's called Adaptive. And because it's the winter time, I wanted to be sure to say that out loud because I'm noticing a lot of people struggle with winter blues and that Adaptive makes a huge difference. So I would recommend that one on the good. On the better, you're adding to the foundational wellness bundle the collagen, which Amy's talked about and helps with way more than hair, skin, and nails, but it is absolutely phenomenal. And then the best option there, that is that reset. If you are not using the restroom 1 to 2 times a day, that is definitely where you're going to want to start. And we have a lot of support for you if you're interested in more info on that. And the first time you order Foundational Wellness, you receive a free glass shaker bottle to mix up your VMG Plus. And Amy and I both showed that. I love that shaker bottle. It makes it very simple. And you'll receive that 5 milliliter peppermint oil. And that's amazing for things if you haven't used peppermint, like if you're plugged up and sinusy, you can breathe it in. It really helps open up your airways. It's great for headaches and hot flashes. And even a drop on the back of your neck can reduce your fever by 1%.
Yeah, pretty awesome. The rewards program is super generous. doTERRA does this and sets this up so that you can earn free oils each month, and they also give a percentage back on what you can shop with as you go, as you order each month, which is really exciting. It's like Kohl's Cash only for your health. Um, this year, doTERRA is helping us to understand the oils. And so they send it as a complement with our orders so that you can kind of build your own medicine cabinet of oils and you can reach for these and help your body instead of maybe reaching for the Tylenol quite so much. So you can kind of test out each oil and you get them for free to try. And we also have lots of resources that can tell you what that oil is good for. But it's really awesome to earn those for free.
Yes, I look forward to those little extras each month.
Me
Our
too.
Now, why are we doing doTERRA? Our families are basically the why for both of us behind doTERRA. We both transitioned our family over the past decade or so to more healthy, chemical-free type lifestyle, and we're wanting to make sure we support our family's health needs naturally. And Amy said this earlier, but we are not doctors and nurses. We're not trying to say, we have the answers to all things medicine, but we have raised a pretty good group of kids and gone down a lot of rabbit holes to try to seek natural solutions for our family. And as we've found something here that really helps us, we absolutely love sharing it. And both of us are excited to help give our families, just give back to our families with doTERRA being an extra income. And relieve some of that burden that our husbands have as being the sole breadwinner. So I've been sharing doTERRA for about a year and a half, and generally I use doTERRA to pay my monthly mortgage along with some extras. And Amy's not quite been here for a year, but she is using doTERRA to pay for extras, especially so her husband doesn't have to work so much overtime. And this is one of the main reasons that we've joined.
Absolutely. As a business, doTERRA, as I said, I wanted to see this company. I needed to know more about it and believe in it. And it is a $2.5 billion debt-free company. We have customers that order, and our team, I believe our percentage of customer orders is closer to 75% because people have found that these products really work and they just keep coming back for more. Um, you've seen a lot probably if you're familiar with any direct sales, a lot of them have failed. And doTERRA had their biggest sales month as a company in history in December of 2024, which was just a couple years ago. It is making an impact in people's lives, and people are just feeling so much better and having so much goodness come from it. So I can't share things that I don't believe in. I can't share things that I can't say have helped me. And this company has done both. And I just appreciate it. And if anyone has any questions about that, or, maybe you have a need for your own family where you would love to just help fill a gap, or get your supplements for free, you can just do enough to pay for your own family supplements. That's an option. So just talk to us about it.
I completely agree. So, oh, well, it just skipped that last slide, but basically, there we can go. If you would like to take care of your health with giving your body what it needs in 2 minutes a day, this is that general, what we started with package there, and we'd love to talk more with you about that. And then we just want to thank you so much for joining us, and we would love to set up a time to talk to you and just see what you're looking for and what we might recommend that would be helpful to you. And do please stay around because we're about to do our drawing. Amy's going to put that in chat for you all to fill out. And we're here for any questions that you have. We have a few minutes here that we can devote to that for anyone with questions. I'm going to stop that recording. It's just us, girl. I can't figure out how to stop the recording. There we go.
There's the